Collingwood, 10 points. GWS 14, that was correct. North Melbourne. All right, let me just put his name on the list. We all know Carlo has some outrageous predictions. He even put Aston Villa to the Premier League this season, but that's a different discussion. We don't need to put that in this video. Collingwood by 10. I'm going to put him on the list for that. GWS by 14. He got it right, and he got the right winner. North Melbourne by 3 goals. I'll let him off. Fremantle by 9. But my patience is being tested here. Essendon by 28. Melbourne by 13. The Melbourne one has to, like, there's no way you thought to beat Port Adelaide. I know they were close, but they've been terrible this season. There's no way you thought you were confident about that. Carlton by 6. Another guy who thought Carlton would win. Even I tipped Hawthorn. And I always tip against Hawthorn because I'm pessimistic about Hawthorn. I always get worried we'll lose. Even I was confident about beating Carlton. This guy thought Carlton would win. 74 points. You lock him in a good mood. Richmond by 33. You just watched them lose to North Melbourne. And your idea was to tip them to win by more than 5 goals against anybody else after losing to North Melbourne. Twice just for that one. Western Bulldogs by 12. Because it's not a stupid tip before the game, but because you got so many wrong, that's the 6th time. That is just, I can't be asked sometimes. I can't be asked. But I'm still in a good mood. It seems like Hawthorn are 8th right now, so that is, Ethan was correct once again. Ethan's a bit of a mythical genius in this round. He's made some pretty decent predictions. He said Adelaide to win, and he said Hawthorn 8th. This guy's cooking. He's cooking. Last GWS 50-50 game, I took a risk, went with GWS. Oh my days! He's cooking! He is cooking! This man said Adelaide would beat the Western Bulldogs, despite everyone saying that wouldn't happen. This man said Hawthorn would be 8th. And now he said the Giants are going to beat the Lions when they were on a 9-game win streak at the Gabba. Oh my days. Also 69420 as well. Also predicted the Giants to win. Fair enough. Oh yes. Sydney by 21. There you go. Some sensibility right there. Brisbane by 15. Because they were on a 9-game win streak before this game. Excuse me, it's not a silly tip. West Coast by 8. Not bad. Geelong by 18. Oh, he called Geelong as well. And he called Gold Coast! Oh my days, he tipped Melbourne. How did you ruin it for yourself? This man was cooking. He got West Coast, Geelong and Gold Coast winning their away games when they were all probably underdogs. Maybe West Coast weren't. Either way, that's a good tip. He got Gold Coast to win their first away game. He got Geelong to win away at Freo, I thought Freo were going to win. Then he tips Melbourne. You had to ruin it. You were doing so well. You were cooking. I kind of want to let you off for Melbourne because you tipped Gold Coast, but you thought Melbourne would beat Port Adelaide by 4. I get the game was close, but Port just got smashed by... Sorry, not Port didn't get smashed. Port smashed Sydney by so many points the previous week. Melbourne have been so bad on form. In what world did you think Melbourne win by 4 goals? In what world was this? It's not in this universe. It's somewhere else in the multiverse. You just made the list, E-Bag, for that Melbourne prediction. Saints by 48 is actually not too bad, you know. It's actually spot on, is what it is. It's actually spot on. And he got Crows by 20. Because I'm in a good mood, I'm going to reduce the 2 to the 1. You just on the list once. For Melbourne, basically. for Melbourne you're on the list, but you cooked quite hard with a lot of these. Like, you got Sydney, they're on bad form. You got West Coast. You got Geelong, winning away at Optus and Freo was a big win for them. Gold Coast first ever away win. You got the Saints exact margin, and you got the Crows to beat the Dogs. Like, those are some overall good tips, but I can't let you off for Melbourne, especially by 4 goals. If you said Melbourne by 1, I might have let you off. Not 4 goals. Okay, but bear in mind, you're on the list less times than AFL legend who didn't even tip. So, think of that as a badge of honor. Ah yes, my birthday was on Friday. I am now 29. 12 months until the big 3-0. Jeez, that's 3 decades. That's a long time, that is. Collingwood by 2. Because it was a close game, I let you off. And I let you for Brisbane as well, just because they were on a win streak. What I would not let you off for is North by 20, even though it's not a stupid tip. Because you got 2 wrong already. And you also tipped Freo, Essendon, Melbourne, Carlton, Richmond. You got 1 right. Speaking of this, I forgot earlier. This guy said right, wrong. What do you mean? He got the first one wrong. And then, what's this guy on about? Sam Dekretzer. He just made the list. What sort of name is that? Twice for that name as well. Sam Dekretzer. Yes, I am writing out the whole flipping name. How many R's? My days. 3 times total for that. Anyway, back to where we were. This guy went for Collingwood, Brisbane, North, Freo, Essendon, Melbourne, Richmond, but he got Adelaide right. You see, because you got 8 wrong, I can't really let you off for the first 2 now. We're going to do the maths here. We're going to 8 times 3, which is 24, minus 6 because you got Adelaide score right. So that's 18 times plus 2 because I've got a headache. So you're on the list 20 times, Mason. Mason Wilkinson. Always preferred Gillette. I don't know if anyone will get that joke.
You just made the list! 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 You just made the list!